button for me, the like button, and share this news. And if you know to do that one, my brother, my sister with the listing, that one about Bele. Oh yeah, make we enter into the business. Where we say carry us, enter into this place for now. And now the Kano's lawyer has said that the court ruling on Nnamdi Kanu by the UK is not a setback to the Biafra struggle. Oh yeah, listen to the full details of the news. Further clarification has emerged regarding the United Kingdom's High Court ruling that the Foreign Secretary did not have to reach decision on extraordinary rendition of leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya to Nigeria by the Nigerian government. The High Court on Thursday made an unconventional ruling in a significant human rights case centered on Kanu, the British national and the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Whilst Justice Swift noted the findings of the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention and the two separate rulings from Nigeria's High Court and Court of Appeal that Kanu had been extraordinary rendition to Nigeria following his interception in Kenya by Nigerian security forces, and observed himself that Kanu had been subject to rendition. He went on to hold that the Foreign Secretary was legally entitled to make no decision on whether this case or not. Bidmas, the legal team acting for Kanu's family, described the ruling as extremely difficult to reconcile with long-standing legal precedents and principle underpinning it. In his explanation, Aloy Ejimako, who is special counsel to Kanu and IPOB, said the judgment was neither a setback to the indigenous pro-Biafra leader nor the Biafra struggle. For clarity, he said the negative part of the judgment is merely saying that the matter should be left to the court, not the executive branch. In other words, the Foreign Secretary of UK may not interfere while the judicial process or suits are still ongoing. You can also say it's a stretch of separation of power. Accordingly, the Kanu family, through the Bidmas law firm in the UK, has taken the matter to Court of Appeal of England, Ejimako said. Kanu's case was heard over 4 months ago on 15th November 2022. In the judgment, Justice Swift noted the evidence of serious wrong having been committed against Kanu, including that in 2017, the Nigeria state had attempted to kill the IPOB leader, for which a Nigerian High Court awarded compensation and an order for apology. That the Nigerian authorities captured Kanu in 2021 whilst he was in Kenya and subjected him to inhuman and degrading treatment, and crucially, that he was subject to rendition. The court also highlighted extracts from the opinion of the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention and the Nigerian courts, which unanimously found that Mr. Kanu was subject to extraordinary rendition and which called for his release. However, despite clearly recognizing the gravity of the wrongs committed against Kanu, the court held that he has no legitimate expectation that the British government should reach a firm view for itself on what had occurred or its seriousness. Ejimako said this was particularly surprising given that the court itself reached the view that Kanu had been rendered on the basis of the evidence before it. Younger brother of the indigenous people of Biafra leader Kingsley Kanu, who brought the lawsuit on behalf of the family, said, "I find it very disappointing that in spite of this, the High Court has held that the British authorities are not required to reach a decisive view on his rendition and can refuse to confront the mass of evidence of what has occurred. Until the British authorities reach such a view, it is impossible for them to properly consider what steps should be taken to assist Mazi Nnamdi Kanu." My brother, na so it happen. Say the case where we say a consigned man and they cannot be say don't they go since and the matter been they court, and uh Mazin and the Kano brother don't carry the matter go for Britain where be saying at that place be where Mazin and the Kano be citizen and in the check and make if I say whether these people go fit carry them out check for the case to see whether the case go fit end. But as it dey happen now, the UK court don't talk say they no go fit interfere into executive matter. Say the executive no fit interfere into judicial matters. Say those powers are separate powers. Of course, you know if you be political science student, you go understand. Say for government they have three arms of government, which comprises of the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. So as it stands now, the the executive arm has said that they have no interference until the judicial are done with their case, and it looks like a blow to the eye of the indigenous people of Biafra members and what is currently going on, because everybody has been expecting the UK to carry out check for this matter to see what is going to be the outcome of the matter. But as the case may be, Justice Swift noted the findings of the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Dissension and the two separate rulings from Nigeria's High Court of Appeal that Kano had been extraordinarily rendered to Nigeria following his interception in Kenya by Nigerian security forces, and observed himself that Kano had been subject to rendition. But on that case, everybody thought that UK could have continued on that base, but as it stands now, what they are saying is that they do not have the power to interfere in this case, that they will wait until the judicial process is fully carried out. So as it stands now, it means that the freedom of MNK, or what is going to happen in the case of MNK, does not lie in the hands of the executive arm of the government, that the onus is on the judiciary, and as if it's a disappointment. But Ejimako, who is Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel, has come out to clear the air. According to Ejimako, he said the judgment. He said that the judgment was neither a setback to the IPOB leader nor the Biafra struggle. For clarity, he said the negative part of the judgment is merely saying that the matter should be left to the court, not the executive branch. So Ejimako, who is a legal juggernaut, will be saying I understand wetin dey happen, because say if they call this court proceedings and the things will be say they happen for court, layman fit not understand the proceedings and the things will be say they happen. But Ejimako don't talk say that thing no be negative part. Say you no go bring setback to the struggle. Will be say Mazi MNK the struggle, and also what Simon Ekpa is also doing. You say that only the negative effect is that the executive will not interfere in the matter, that the matter will be left for the judicial arm of government to handle. Of course, it is expected that maybe the Britain or the United Kingdom will put a call to the Chief of Armed Forces of Nigeria, that is President Muhammadu Buhari, who will be soon going out from the office as soon as possible. But as is the case may be, the UK has said that matter no dey for their hand. The executive, even self, saying at the judicial arm. So, for clarification, Ejimako say, in other words, the Foreign Secretary of UK may not interfere while the judicial process or suits are still ongoing. So what the UK is saying that they may not interfere in the matter while the judicial process is still ongoing, that until judicial process is ended, that is when they are going to interfere into this matter. But before, the UK court has already ruled that Kano was extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria Appeal Court has also ruled on that. But as it stands now, after the ruling, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, said that when it comes to issue where we say concern one person and the nation, that the nation should be considered first before an individual. But I think that the UK, who is among the first world country who understands politics and democracy, should I think to me they should have known what to do in this matter. Because in every sovereign nation, the president has a veto power to release a prisoner. So I think if the UK if the UK had advised the executive arm of government in Nigeria to release their citizen, maybe through a plea or maybe through a sanction, I think that could have helped. But I don't think that the UK is ready to interfere in this matter. They have left the case wholly to the uh, 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 judicial arm of the government, saying that the executive arm does not have any interference, that until the court is through with the case, that is the only time they will interfere in the case. So now it means that the destiny of MNK Onhamadike one of Ndibo Mazenandi Kano, who is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, his destiny and the outcome of what will become of him is solely in the hand of the judicial arm of the government. The UK secretary said, let me read that out for you again so that you will be able to have a clarification of what these people are saying. Ejimako said, in other words, the foreign secretary of UK may not interfere. Why he said may not. So when he said may not, it means that maybe he may interfere or he may not. He said may not interfere while the judicial process or suit are still ongoing. You can also say it is a stretch of separation of power. Accordingly, the Kano family, through the Bidmas law firm in UK, has taken the matter to the Court of Appeal of England, the Ejimako stated. So after the court has given their first ruling, Mazen and the Kano's family has also taken the matter to the Appeal Court of the UK in order to see what the Appeal Court is going to say. Of course, you know what judgment looks like, that if a matter is judged in the High Court and you find out that you are not satisfied, you can take it to the Appeal Court. After the Appeal Court, and if you are not satisfied, you can also take the matter to the Supreme Court. So we will be waiting to see what will be the outcome of the Appeal Court of England, what will be the outcome of the case that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's family has presented through the Bidmas firm. And of course, you know that the Bidmas firm, who, of course, the man handling it, his name is Swift, is a legal juggernaut, a legal silk, well known, a man who has been qualified